Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight and actually for your leadership over a number of years within Conscious Capitalism Atlanta's chapter. What keeps you so plugged in to this movement?
I think it's important for humanity and for the country. I mean, the idea that business can change the way it conducts itself that impacts the lives of others is a very powerful concept. So many of our institutions have become have lost trust among the public. Whether that's fair or not, I don't know. But business is still more trusted than most other institutions, so there's a lot of power in that. But for business to be a more productive member of society, contribute to society, enrich people's lives, as well as profit that feeds the economy that makes people prosperous is all really important.
Thank you for that. One of the questions that comes up a lot of times is it possible to be both conscious and a successful capitalist? What is your response to that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I think to be successful in the short term, you can do a lot of things. A lot of things people do to make money that are not sustainable for the long term. But to be a reputable company, to treat people fairly, to treat your suppliers as partners in many cases, and just build an ecosystem around your company that is based on fair practices and fair principles, and that you can build a lot of allies to help you be successful, to help your company be successful, which is capitalism, which is, being successful, is being profitable. And, this is often said, without profits, none of it really matters. I mean, it's all short term, but it's a long-term orientation more than a short-term orientation. Short-termism is, many people commented, is a real problem in business. Do things to make profits this quarter. Of course, that's more big public companies, and we focus more on private, smaller companies. But the two are, to me, not just they can coexist, but they can drive each other. I mean, conscious practices can drive capitalistic results, and you see it every day.
We've got a number of people joining us tonight, and so for those of them looking to take that first step and maybe trying to get over that hurdle of conscious capitalism, what would you say to them? What is a good first step?
I think as much as anything, look for examples, case studies, stories about companies that have done amazing things, leaders who lead in amazing ways. There's so many podcasts, there's so many stories, and a lot are on the Conscious Capitalism website, consciouscapitalism.org, just stories of companies. And there's stories from companies you'd expect to operate in a certain way, like if you make organic baby clothes or organic baby foods. There's a certain way, but there's great stories about exterminating companies and just, banks and just really, hardcore, business car dealerships that just do business differently from how most of their competitors do it. And those stories, I think, kind of give you the idea, not just what conscious capitalism is, but how it works, why it works, what it looks like when it's successful. And a lot of those stories are just very inspiring. I mean, for people to say, I would like to work for a company that does business more like that, or I'd like to be a leader like those leaders, is a great first step to learning more and more and getting into the mindset.
Well, thank you so much for that. Do you have any final words of wisdom that you would like to share?
Just that we're happy with the program we have here this evening for Conscious Capitalism Atlanta. The panel we have, which will speak to each of the four tenets of conscious capitalism, is all super well qualified and great stories to tell. So hope people can benefit from that and get on that path you suggested of being more intrigued and interested in conscious capitalism.